Hey guys, good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy weekend. It's Daryl here. It is 5 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. All right, I want to talk about, there's about 5 different things I really want to talk about this morning. And then in the next video, probably around 10 a.m. this morning, I'll see what you guys are interested in. And throw it at the wall, throw the mud at the wall and see let's see what sticks. All right, over 200,000 new coronavirus cases yesterday. Let me just tell you about my little family. My sister, brother-in-law, my mom, and my stepfather. 5 people. It used to be 6 back before me and my Trump-supporting ex-girlfriend parted ways. Anyway, we were planning on doing Thanksgiving with my family getting a test beforehand. That was our game plan to take a coronavirus test beforehand. But seriously, now I don't think it's worth it. I couldn't live with myself if the older people in my family were to contract this, regardless of the outcome. I don't know if I'd be able to live with myself if that happened. All right, so here in Connecticut, I just found out our local library is shutting down Monday for in-person. I guess you could still call up and ask for books, and there's a whole process where they'll deliver the book at the curb. It really sucks because I am at the library every single day. I use everything in that library, the books, the computers, everything. DVDs, CDs, you name it, I put it to use. All right, Don Jr., it's in the news today. Don Jr. has contracted COVID-19. You see me smile. Look, man, if you're gonna flaunt, if you're gonna call this a hoax and you're gonna work against the nation getting better, I'm not gonna cry for you when you come down with this. You know what? And I'm not too worried about it anyway, because obviously him and his family get the best drugs and best everything anyway. So I highly doubt he's gonna have a problem with this. All right, here's another thing I just came across. Twitter announced that it's going to switch over its POTUS, President of the United States, accounts. It's going to switch over. I think it's about 20 different POTUS accounts. It's going to switch over to Joe Biden on Inauguration Day. It doesn't mean that Trump's going to lose his almighty Twitter, because he's still going to have his personal, the real Don, whatever it's called. I really couldn't care less. But I was I got a grin when I heard that Twitter will be taking away one of Trump's favorite things. All right, let's talk about Joe Biden for a second. There's a few things that bothered me already. One's kind of his fault. The other one isn't. The first one, he's come out on Twitter and asked for donations. And this isn't, like I said, this I don't consider this his fault. Some people are taking offense with everything that's going on with the coronavirus, that he's coming out and asking for donations because Trump and the transition team is not allowing him, is not recognizing him as the president-elect, and isn't allowing him the $10 million plus that they need for the transition right now. And like Bo of the Fifth Column said in his video, it appeared that Biden was kind of prepared for this, but sooner or later, probably sooner, the Biden camp is going to need some help. It's going to need to be recognized. All right, the other thing, this bothered me. Supposedly, allegedly, Biden has named somebody from the Dupont, that was a former Dupont chemical high up in their chain of command, from Dupont Chemical, to be in his transition team for the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency. Yeah, and I went off, I ragged on Trump every single day for him putting lobbyists into these positions. And I'm not at all happy. that that Biden is putting this guy initially for the transition, putting this guy in charge of the EPA transition. I don't have his name offhand. I'll leave links down below. And there's some really troubling articles. This Dupont guy is tied into one of their chemicals that was causing testicular cancer. I think it's called C8. Aaron Brockovich just did a great article commentary on it. I'll put that link down below about Joe Biden picking this guy from Dupont Chemical. This seriously bothers me. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about today? Okay, Raffensperger. I think I'm actually saying that name right. Okay, now, like I say, I think in these coming days, it's really, to be honest, I hate saying this, I think it's going to come down to some Republicans doing the right thing. If hopefully the majority of the higher up Republican leaders will realize that it's time to recognize Joe Biden, to do the right thing, to go with democracy. And I did another video talking about Secretary of State from Georgia, Raffensperger. And I kind of, I don't want to say I admired him, but I thought he was doing the right thing. And I still think he's doing the right thing, but I got something I want to comment on. This is going to be the last thing I'll talk about this morning in this video. But, all right, so he's pushing back against Lindsey Graham, coming down, calling him in and hinting around that Lindsey wanted to just throw out legal votes just to try to find problems with the signatures or whatever. And it seemed like Raffensperger had some solid morals, some solid character. There's just one thing that I realized, that something he said just seems to contradict each other. He talked about how he's dyed-in-the-wool, hardcore Trump supporter, but he's doing what's right. He said he believes in the numbers, and he's doing the right thing, and Biden won. But he still keeps saying that he's a dedicated Trump supporter, and I really thought about that, and I thought about other Republicans that are saying that right now. They're going along, they're going to do the right thing and say that Joe Biden won, but they still say they support Donald Trump. And in my head, I started to think how that contradicts itself right there. Because what Trump is doing right now is probably, without a doubt, is the worst thing, probably what I think everyone that didn't vote for him in 2016 was afraid of. This move towards dictatorship and authoritarianism and destroying democracy. Just, there's no other way to put it. It's just no exaggeration. And with Giuliani and everything, they're pushing of these conspiracy theories and these false narratives and the destruction of democracy. And yet, people like Raffensperger still say that they support him, that they like him. I assume they're saying that they would vote for him again in the future. And I started thinking about that, and I started thinking, this Raffensperger isn't such a great guy. If you don't see if you still support Donald Trump after what he's doing right now, this is by far the most damaging, atrocious, hideous, disgusting, embarrassing, disgraceful thing. But most of all, the most damaging thing to our country and our democracy that has ever been done in the history of this country by a president or anybody else. This is it. For Trump to do this right now, and then in the middle of the coronavirus and everything else, for him to tear the country apart like this is just reprehensible. And for people to still support that, to still support him after he is literally destroying, throwing democracy in the garbage. And for people to say they still, admire him or would vote for him, that's unacceptable. You know, what Trump is doing right now is should be a deal breaker for any American, anybody who understands democracy and our country and loves our country. This should be this moment, these last 2 weeks should be a deal breaker for everyone. Anyone that's still supporting him either is ignorant of what's going on in this country right now, is completely ignorant of it, has no idea what's really going on. You know, that if these claims are baseless, they are. Or they're okay with subverting democracy. They're okay with being a traitor. And it's even worse than being a traitor. You know, just the destruction of democracy and what this is doing to the rest of the world. How we were the example. We're supposed to be the example of democracy around the world. And what Donald Trump is doing right now is it's inexcusable. And I thought about that with Raffensperger, saying how he's still, talking about how he still supports Donald Trump. Now, there might be one excuse, that he's trying to give himself validity to the remaining GOP and Trump supporters, saying, look, I'm not a traitor, I'm not really a Democrat, I'm still supporting Donald Trump, but these are the numbers, and I'm going to go with them. You know, he might be doing that, kind of trying to toe the line, trying to not appear as a traitor to the other people, the rest of the GOP. I don't know, but to me, I started thinking about it, and it's inexcusable, really. All right, just some thoughts. I'll be back later with another video. You guys have a good Saturday.